Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. TGIF. Just going to wait for a few of you to tune in. Say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If this is your first time, definitely say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Okay, so let's see. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Instagram. Good morning, Chris on Instagram. Mona August on Instagram. Wendy from Philly on Facebook. Hi, Joy. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sean, good morning from Mississippi. Um, Okay, I'm in Orlando, Florida area, but I represent clients all over the United States. Good morning, Ashani. Good morning, Oluwashola from Maryland. I hope everyone is off to a great Friday. Cheers to the weekend, and hopefully you guys are doing something fun for Halloween, or if your kids are here, like those of us that have to take them around for candy. I hope you have, a wonderful Halloween. OJ Blazin, good morning from New York. Denise, good morning. Sherjay, good morning. Okay, guys. So today is going to be a really quick one. Oh, Ashani, happy birthday to your daughter. That's great. I hope she has a wonderful day. So today I want to talk about, well, actually, let me first give you guys my phone number, especially those of you on Instagram. My number is 407-995-6567. And if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Aisha Chidoe. I'm an immigration attorney. I represent clients in all 50 United States with their immigration matter. So if you need assistance, feel free to give me a call. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, you can obviously see it scrolling by. So you can just capture the number. If you want to send us a WhatsApp, you can send it to 404-333-8751. And Nde will write back to you, Geraldine. Okay, so I want to talk about the benefits of submitting a VAWA petition, as well as the benefits you get once you're approved for VAWA. I get this question asked a lot of times, well, what's the difference? What happens? Well, the first and foremost benefit of submitting a VAWA petition is that you gain your power back. So that in and of itself is a big deal for a lot of people who are in very abusive relationships, very controlling relationships, having the ability to make it say in your own life that nobody else controls. Because with a lot of victims of VAWA, and for those of you who don't know what VAWA is, it's when people are dealing with abusive U.S. citizen spouses, abusive green card holder spouses, abusive children that are U.S. citizens, or abusive parents that are, or step parents that are U.S. citizens or green card holders. So for a lot of those people, they're in a position of being subservient to their abuser. One, because the abuser is abusive. Two, because they're immigrants, and a lot of times they don't feel like they have any choice or they have any options, because it will be to their detriment, or if their abusive spouse will make good on the threats that they continually make to them. So the first thing that happens is that a lot of people are like, well, okay, I still live with my abuser. If I submit my petition, what's going to happen? Are they going to know that I submitted this petition? Is the letter going to come to the house? So the answer to both questions are no. So first and foremost, USCIS and the government understands that being an abuse victim is a very important and very, very risky thing, meaning that any false move is a matter of life and death. So one, your mails will never be sent to your house as long as you have a safe address listed there. So you can list your physical address. The reason why you list your physical address on forms is because you want to be able to get your biometrics appointment in the location you live. But as far as mailing, they will always send it to a safe address. If you're using an attorney, you will know that your attorney's address will automatically be the safe address that they send it to. For me and my clients, whenever I receive their mail, I usually will ask them where I should send it to. I never assume that a client's old address is still the safe address, because you just never know. And I don't want them to ever have a situation where their mail is being held hostage by somebody else. So I always want to know, well, where's a safe address to send this letter that we just got? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, that people always ask is, will my abuser know? Absolutely not. Could you imagine USCIS calling an abuser to say, well, somebody's filing a petition because you're abusive, so we're gonna either arrest you or we're gonna do something to you? That puts the VAWA victim at risk and their life in danger. So it is 100% confidential. That spouse, that parent, that child will never know that a petition was filed, know anything as it relates to USCIS happened to that spouse, because it cannot be traced that this person submitted this petition based on how they were treating them, just because it is not safe. Actually, there is a fine for USCIS officers who mistakenly do that, and a hefty fine at that. Who mistakenly, like, if let's say somebody calls and says, I'm calling about John Doe's case, like, they can't speak to you about that if you're a VAWA victim. Like, they're supposed to say nothing, absolutely nothing. We don't have any information. That's what is supposed to happen. Okay. So those are the first things to clear out the benefits as far as fear for a lot of people who stay in these marriages because they're fearful. Well, what's going to happen to them? And if something happens to them, it's going to happen to me, or they're going to take away my kids or something like that. So the second thing is, if your case passes the first stage of initial review, you will get a prima facie letter. So a prima facie letter, a prima facie determination letter acts differently depending on what state you live in. So I will give you the broad general overview, and then I'll just tell you, for instance, like in Florida, sort of how it is here, and some other states that maybe I can remember off the top of my head. Okay. So like when you get a prima facie determination letter, there are four things that typically you will observe. The first thing is that any children that you have, whether or not they've ever lived with you in the United States, whether or not they have ever met your abuser, as long as they're under 21, they will be listed as derivative beneficiaries to your petition. Okay, let me break that down in layman's terms. A derivative beneficiary basically means that whatever you, the self-petitioner, you, the person filing for VAWA, if you get approved for your VAWA submission form, your I-360, it means that your child will be approved as well. Whether your child chooses to come to the United States is up to them, but they will be approved. The process to bring your child here or to get your child a green card is going to be different if your child lives in America or if your child lives outside of the United States. Okay. And maybe I can do that on another topic, just because it will take away time from this one. But generally, so if they approve you for VAWA, you get your children will also be listed, and then they can then do consular processing to finish up the process, get their green card, and then come here. So that's one benefit. The second benefit is, and that's a great benefit, especially if you have a spouse that is not willing to file for your children. The second benefit is that depending on the state that you live in, while you're waiting on your work permit, travel permit, you can get your driver's license. This is very state specific. So it's one of those things where you have to check your state to determine if a prima facie will allow you to get a driver's license. Usually it's listed on your DMV website. Like, for example, in the state of Florida and in the state of Texas, the ones I know off my head, you will be able to get a driver's license. And if they give you a hard time about it, you go pull up the DMV manual, which is hard to find, but Google it, because sometimes they try to archive that, and take that with you and with the letter, and you should be able to, all right, guys, sorry, my phone is ringing. And you should be able to get your driver's license in those states. There are obviously other states that have it, but guys, obviously there are 50 states, so I don't remember all 50 states. So you have to tell me your state, and then if I remember it, I'll tell you off the top of my head. So that's the second benefit. The third benefit is that you are able to apply and go to school. Can you guys hear me on Instagram? Sherjay is saying they can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Let me know on Instagram if you can hear me or not. I don't know what happened because can you guys hear me now? Still can't hear me? Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, I am going to come back. I think because my phone. All right, guys, just give me a second to log back in. See, can you hear me now? Can you guys on Facebook hear me? All right, Instagram, I'm going to have to log off and log back in just to see what's going on. That's annoying. Okay, let me try this, guys. Okay, you guys can hear me on Facebook. All right, Facebook and YouTube, just hold on. Let me try. And what happened is somebody tried to call me and I declined the call. And of course, I lost my live. So just give me 1 second on Facebook and Instagram. And yeah, I gotta delete this video, discard, so I can come live again. Guys, just hold on, be patient with me. I'm trying to multitask all this technology. Okay, benefits of VAWA. Let me put the title. Just give me 1 second, guys. And I can see your questions. I'm going to try to get to everybody's questions before I run out of time. Okay, let's try this one more time. Hopefully this works. Okay, you guys on Facebook can hear me. Those on Instagram can't hear me. So I'm back on Instagram. Comment and let me know if you can hear me or not. So while I'm waiting for them to comment, let me just continue to talk about what I was saying. If you're on Instagram, can you just comment and let me know if you can hear me now? Geraldine, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. Okay. Sorry for the brief interruption. So back to what I was saying. So with your prima facie determination letter, usually you can get some sort of financial assistance for school if you chose to go back to school. Now, the prima facie letters come in the first one comes in 1 year, and then after that, it comes in 6-month increments. So you just need to make sure that it stays continuous, so that you're able to apply and get that if you choose to go to school. Most of the time, 90% of the time, USCIS will send it automatically. Will automatically send the renewal where you don't have to. But, sometimes what will happen is they may send it, like a little bit, like a couple of weeks after the expiration or a month after the expiration, but it's usually coming because it's an automatic thing. So as long as your case is pending, they still will send it. And then, of course, if they haven't sent it, after a couple of months, we definitely want to check to see what's going on, or if they sent it and it got lost, or something like that. And then the last thing, the last benefit of the prima facie is that you are eligible for public assistance depending on what state you're in. And the assistance that you get is also dependent on, one, if you're still with your if you're still living with your spouse, or you're not living with your spouse. Let me give you an example. In some states, in order for you to get like housing assistance, right, or financial assistance based on a prima facie determination letter, you cannot be living with your abuser. You have to have left. You have to not be living with your abuser for you to get that. Same applies with, like food stamp benefits and things like that. So you want to check the public benefits program in your state if you are one of those who need that, just to see what you qualify for or you don't qualify for. And that is another benefit where if you file a normal marriage-based case, you cannot take any kind of public assistance because, as you know, it means that you're public charge. But with VAWA cases, you're exempt from that. You're not a public charge. And then the other benefits that then come is that if you then proceed and get your VAWA approved and then get your green card approved as a result of VAWA, instead of a 2-year green card, you get a 10-year green card, no matter how long you were married to your spouse. You get a 10-year green card. And when you get your 10-year green card, you're eligible for citizenship after 3 years. So let's say you're divorced from, you guys know if you're divorced from your spouse, normally you have to wait 5 years. But if you get it through VAWA, within within 3 years, you're eligible to file for citizenship. So that's essentially some of the benefits, of VAWA. And I know you guys, I lost some of you guys on Instagram, but what I was saying was that the most important benefit, of course, is that you gain your freedom. Like, I find that a lot of people go from really being terrified, to once they realize that this person doesn't have any hold on them anymore, because a lot of people don't know. They don't know what their options are. Somebody's telling you, I'm going to call ICE, I'm going to call the cops, I'm going to tell them you're going to overstay. So one of the most important things is that you gain your power back. And, I know sometimes people say, well, I submitted a VAWA petition, my spouse has changed, and my spouse wants me back, and my spouse is begging, and I think things would be wonderful this time. Should I let my spouse file a marriage-based petition? Here's what I say. You don't have to take my advice. I'm just saying what I would do if it was me. Okay. For me, if I had a VAWA petition, whether or not my spouse takes me back or not, I will never withdraw my VAWA petition. Why wouldn't I withdraw it? Because you never want to give the person that took away power from you power again. So that's all well and good. You have rehabilitated yourself. Things are working out, but you don't ever want to put your life in that person's hand, as far as you being, if someone said click the question box, I will click it. As far as you being a green card holder, do it on your own, stand on your own, get your stuff. And I've had many clients that do that. I've had many clients that stay with their spouses, or work things out. But one of the things that they tell me is like, Aisha, I cannot tell you how grateful I am that I got this green card on my own. So my spouse can never, ever say, I did this for you, or you owe me, or you did this, or you did that, or whatever. So that's basically it. All right, I don't have a lot of time left, but I will try to answer some questions. Okay, so Danny Q says, how do I read this question? Okay, if my documents have already been submitted and my petitioner decides to give me a hard time, if I file VAWA, will my child that is in another country be on the filing be affected? So if your spouse filed for you before, and they submitted a petition for your child as well, that's fine. If you file VAWA, your child will still be included if your child is under 21 in your own petition. So whatever is happening with that case doesn't matter. Yours will still be, your child will still be included with yours. So let's say your spouse chooses to withdraw the petition they filed for your child, or the petition they filed for you. The one that you filed, your child will still be included. And if your child is approved, you'll be, if you're approved, your child will be approved as well. Benjamin said, can we ask off-topic questions as well? Yes, you can ask off-topic questions. If I can answer it, I will answer them within the time that I have. Somebody says, please, a friend is filing for VAWA and he has a child with his abusive spouse, and they are having their child dedication. Can he attend the ceremony? Let me read that again. A friend is filing for VAWA and he has a child with his abusive spouse and they are having a child dedication. If he wants to attend it, he can attend it. Like, she doesn't have a right, or whoever his partner is, or to stop him from attending his child's dedication. But if you're asking if him attending his child's event affects his VAWA petition, the answer is no. So he can do whatever he wants. And also, if I'm not able to get to your questions, definitely call and schedule a consult, 407-995-6567, so that I can answer you. Boo for the Bullet says, can you meet or see your abusive spouse after filing for VAWA? Absolutely. People file for VAWA while living in the same household as their spouse, and their spouse has no idea what is happening. Because that's what I talked about in the beginning of the live, which, you guys on Instagram disconnected. So you may have missed it, where I said, one of the benefits is the confidentiality. You can be living in the same household, but your spouse will never know, because, well, they're never going to hear from me as your attorney because of your confidentiality. And USCIS cannot reveal that to your spouse, and they cannot mail things to your house because, they will be fined. It's a risk. So they always send it to a safe address, which most of the time will be your attorney's address. Okay, let me see. So Shawnee says, does that count as a public assistance letter that I received from USCIS? What are you referring to? Are you talking of the prima facie? Yeah, if you got a prima facie letter, it allows you to have public assistance. But again, it depends on what state you're in, and two, if you currently live with your spouse or not live with your spouse. Okay. Fumilayo from Texas. Hi. Wilson saying hello. Good morning, my lawyer. Good morning. Okay, let's see. Novala, good morning from New York. And Tombi says, a friend of mine is a green card holder who came through a green card holder spouse, therefore experiencing abuse, now spouse secretly filing I-130 for the child outside marriage with mother-in-law. Can the abuser do that? Honestly, I don't understand your question, but have the person call me themselves, and I will talk to them and evaluate their case. 407-995-6567. Somebody says, cannot paying any bills in the house be considered for a VAWA petition? It can be considered amongst other things, so one will have to determine, does them not paying arise to the level of financial abuse? Meaning, are they leaving somebody else to pay all the bills? Whereas they're working and they get to keep their money, or they get to use their money for frivolous things, and the other person is working like 80 hours a week and supporting both them and all those bills. So it's one of those things, with our cases. I know you guys always ask me hypotheticals here, but I cannot truly give you any kind of legal advice without actually hearing the particularities of what is happening, to say, okay, this arises to a level of extreme cruelty, this arises to a level of, abuse and stuff like that. Zoe says, hi, Aisha, I'm about to start my case soon. Awesome. Okay, let's see, what other questions do I have here? Wendex on Instagram says, I filed the I-360 and the receipt notice says that the note, I'm reading the wrong person's on. Wendex says I-360 receipt notice says fees waived. What does that mean? What that means is that they've waived your fees. And what it means is that when you submit an I-360 petition, the I-360 petition is free. You don't pay a fee for the I-360 petition. That being said, you do pay a fee for the 485. So, a normal marriage-based case, let's say you pay $1,760 for a normal marriage-based case because you're paying $1,225 for the 485 and $535 for the I-130. When you're doing a VAWA petition, you will pay for the 485, but you will not pay for the I-360. So that's what they mean when they say fees for the I-360 waived. Kingen says, I filed I-360 and the receipt note says the notice does not mean that I have a pending case. What is this step? You do have a pending case if you filed an I-360. Without me seeing what it is that you're saying, it's hard to be able to tell you what it is saying. So definitely call me 407-995-6567 so I can see what it's saying and let you know. Okay, guys, I have 1 minute and I gotta go. I'm a spouse and I don't have my naturalization certificate. Can she still submit my documents to immigration to start my paper? So your question is actually not very clear. So, if you want to ask me more detailed, you can definitely call me. 407-995-6567. Guys, I have to jump off. I hope you have a wonderful Halloween, a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next week, Monday. Usually come on around somewhere between 8:30 to 10. So definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button on YouTube so that you know when I'm there. If you're on Facebook, share. And guys, I have something really great coming up this November, so stay tuned for when I announce it. You will want to definitely participate in this, but I'll announce it very soon in the next week or so. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.